Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another Teacher Joseph podcast. Well, the UK's most popular baby names have been revealed, and it shows us that Olivia is the most popular name for a girl, and Mohammed is the most popular name for a boy here in the UK. In second place for a girl, we have Amelia. Third place, Isla. And fourth place, Lily. Whilst for boys, Mohammed's in first place. Noah is in second place. Theo is in third place. And then we have Leo in fourth place. Oh, very interesting. According to this report, these names are heavily influenced by the media, with the name Taylor, because of Taylor Swift, rocketing and becoming more popular than ever before. And the name Willow, because of Taylor Swift's song from her album Folklore, is also now an extremely popular girl's name and boy's name. So very interesting. Magical names also are on the rise. It's been noted that names like Luna, Sage, and Lyra are also on the increase, whilst royal names such as William, Charles, and Harry have dropped. Although George, I think that's Prince William's son, isn't it? It's still at number 7 on the list. Oh, very interesting, isn't it? Very interesting how times are changing. Now, many of you are probably thinking, oh, Mohammed, that's not a traditional British name. But actually, it is. It's been a name which has existed here for many, many years. In fact, even before the British Empire. It's always been very common in British territories around the world, so it's not really surprising. Someone asked me yesterday in a lesson, they asked me, oh, aren't you worried that Mohammed is the most popular boy's name? And I replied and said, worried? Why? First of all, it's a very beautiful name. I love it. Secondly, when we grow up here, we grow up with people named Mohammed. It's not like some alien force that's coming in. It's a name that's been here for generations. Everyone here knows someone with that name. It's not anything new. And some people try to link it to things like immigration or religion. It's just a name, you know. Some of my best friends are called Mohammed, so I don't see the problem and I don't see the confusion. Maybe it's because it doesn't sound British. Maybe that's what the difficulty is, or maybe it's because the way the news portray this name as becoming the most popular might make it sound like something's happening. I don't know why people would draw those kind of conclusions. It's a beautiful name, and it has no affiliation with anything else. If you come to the UK, you might be surprised. If you go to a supermarket or if you go to a shop, you see a really, really English looking person that looks maybe like me or like somebody else. You look at the name tag and they have the name Mohammed, and you expect them to be Arab looking or Asian looking. It's not like that. You know, here it's not safe to make any kind of assumptions about anyone, about name, place of birth, who they are. It doesn't add up, you know. So it's just a name, and a beautiful name it is. Okay, so next on the list, between 5 and 10, there's Oliver, Arthur, George, Luca, Freddie, and Jack. Jack is falling from popularity. And for women, in fourth place, we have Lily, fifth place, Ava, Freya, Ivy, Sophia, Grace, and Willow. Oh, very nice, very nice. So some beautiful names there. Some beautiful names. Um, yeah, I think here, because we have so many transgendered people now, they rather prefer names which are not linked to gender. So names like River or Moon, these kind of names don't give an idea of gender. So many people who are gender fluid feel much more comfortable with names which are not related to boy or girl. Actually, I was out the other day with my friend Mohammed. He's the imam in one of our local mosques. So we were in the mosque together. The mosques are always beautiful places, aren't they? And the one thing I remember was the fact that they were trying to force me to eat cake. They always do that. It seems that Muhammad and his family have very sweet tooth. To have a very sweet tooth means that you love sweet things. Okay, so to have a sweet tooth is you love sweet things. Okay, and you can't pluralize it there. You can't say, "Oh, Muhammad's family have very sweet teeth." Okay, which is why I had to hesitate for a moment there and change my sentence. Okay, so Muhammad and his family, they have a sweet tooth. Yeah, you have to always use the singular. Okay, so yeah, they were trying to force me to eat cake, and I was trying to explain about the whole diabetes thing. But the cakes were delicious. I mean, you know, Indian sweets are always delicious. Arab sweets as well. They're lovely, and they had this particular sweet. I don't know what it was called. It was an Indian sweet, and it was green in color, presumably because there's pistachio in it. And oh, it looked delicious. And they kept saying, "Take, take, 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 take." And eventually, I just caved. I gave in, and I said, "Yeah, okay, just give me a piece, just to shut them up, you know." And oh, it was delicious, really. So we're all in there sitting on the floor eating cake. And after one small piece, I thought, oh, I can't eat any more of this. It's too sweet. So they gave me a box of it, which is sitting in my fridge, which I'll be taking with me to give to somebody else when I'm out later today. But delicious sweets, really, absolutely delicious. So I thought maybe we could just go over some adjectives to describe the mosque because it was a beautiful place. I mean, it wasn't custom built, it wasn't like one of these huge, big places. It was simply like a small, I don't know how you would describe it. It looked like a converted apartment block, but very small though, only 2 floors. One adjective I would use would be majestic. Oh, it was beautiful. Yeah, it had this kind of sense of the sacred. So majestic. It looked very grand. Oh, lovely carpets. Really very beautiful carpets. And the carpets were of a design which were pointing in a certain direction. They were all pointing towards Mecca, of course, which is the way you have to face to pray. So really beautiful, and the carpets had this design, but lovely and thick carpets. I tell you, I wouldn't mind those carpets from my living room. It was very serene, very peaceful. I thought about taking out my phone and trying to record something, but it just had that automatic sense of silence. You know, like when you go into a church, you just know that you're not supposed to record things in there. It was like that, very serene, but at the same time, incredibly grand. It was a small place, but it had a beautiful decor. So majestic, serene, architectural, because how they managed to build this thing, I've no idea. I mean, it is a converted office block. I can see that, but how they managed to get all that stuff inside it. It had the area at the front, which is like a little alcove where the imam sits, incredibly peaceful. So my adjectives would be decorative, sacred, peaceful, spiritual, beautiful, grand, but not because it's big. It just felt beautiful. Ornate. So it had a few lovely bits of furniture in there, especially around where the imam sits. There's the carpet, of course, which is the imam's. And then there's the sacred part at the front. And then there was a little, it looks like 3 steps, and the imam sometimes sits on the top of it. Very beautiful. They have Arabic words for these things. I don't remember what they're all called, but beautiful, absolutely lovely. So yeah, but the sweets were delicious. I mean, that I think was the highlight. These Indian green sweets. I must try and find out what they're called, because they really were delicious. Anyway, moving on from that, let's just quickly do some exercises. It's really important that we don't forget about ways of speaking better. So just to focus in on intonation for a minute, when you're surprised or when you're stressing something, you can move your voice up and down to give the idea that you want. So, for example, if I'm saying that I was in the mosque last week with the Imam, my friend Mohammed, I can say, I was in the mosque last week, because by highlighting that word, it gives it more importance. Or if I'm talking about a particular friend, I was with my friend John last week. Now, you can hear the stress in my voice, but to add the intonation to that, I was with my friend John last week, gives it even more power. So if you're excited about something, you can just make that word a little bit higher in your speech. And I mean, the sweets were amazing. The sweets were delicious. So you can hear there that I'm highlighting certain parts of that conversation that I had in the mosque. The sweets were delicious. I'm highlighting my experiences there, or I'm highlighting what somebody said. And then he said, yeah, so you can hear, I said this, he said that. So intonation is incredibly easy to use. So think of a conversation you're going to have today. For example, let's say, I'm going to work now. It sounds exciting. Maybe you don't want to sound excited going to work. Maybe it's better to say, I'll be leaving work at 5 p.m., which makes it sound much more exciting. It's actually really important in British culture. I mean, we don't go around always talking like that. Of course, I'm exaggerating a little bit just to help you understand. So, for example, when I go to the coffee shop, I don't say, I would like a latte, please. It would sound a bit crazy. But when we get excited, we do use intonation, even without raising our voice. So in that coffee shop, I could say, I would like a latte. It shows that I've made my choice. If I just say, I would like a latte, it kind of is hard to read. I'm not really hearing the person. I'm not really hearing their choice. And the person doesn't sound very interesting for me. I would like a latte, please. Slight exaggeration there, but you get the point. Likewise, if you're in a shop, excuse me, do you have any eggs? Do you have any eggs? Okay, so the word is stressed. That's what you're looking for. Do you have any eggs? Eggs? So you could raise your voice a little bit. So you can hear the power of stress and intonation. Really important that you work on that, because people will hear you more if they can hear your excitement, if they can hear your music. It's a British thing. It's because we don't really raise our voices. We look for people's excitement in the way their intonation works. So if you tell me, for example, I'm going to work today, I'll be home at 6, I'm thinking, well, you don't sound very happy about it. You do the IELTS, yeah, I got a 6 in the IELTS. A 6? That's amazing. Congratulations. But if you told me, yeah, my IELTS exam, I got a 6, then I'll feel your joy. And it does take a bit of energy, but it's because we don't actually speak louder when we do it. It's all very quiet. So, of course, I'm exaggerating a little bit here, but just to give you a couple more sentences before we close. In my IELTS exam today, I got a 6. Yeah. Or you could say, yeah, I got a new job offer. I got a new job offer. Doesn't sound very exciting. Oh, I'm really excited. I got a new job offer. You can hear the intonation there gently changes everything. So intonation is really important, not with volume, but with intonation. And there we are. Well, that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed this, and let's talk again soon. See you. Bye.